insult you enough just so you give me your real
5'9".
You're like about 5. You're what are you about 6'7" or something? Are you 6? You got a few inches on me.
6'7".
And you're taller than me too. But anyway, so as I was saying, you're a big strapping guy, and you could really bring it, but then you blew out the arm.
That's correct. And so after about a year and a half literally doing nothing.
You're Long Beach? Is that where you were playing baseball?
No, I was
high school, Lawndale High. Right?
Lawndale High School.
That you blew it out in high school?
Yeah.
Was that bad coaching or something? How do you?
You know what it is?
What?
I just think I shouldn't have been throwing a baseball at that point in time.
Too young to throw it.
I threw pretty hard.
Yeah.
But
how fast do you think?
I don't know.
Because they didn't.
I don't know. I couldn't say that, but it was fast enough to get a little bit of notice here and there.
Did you dust people off? You're a kid, high school, but did you?
Yeah, here's the one thing I did love. See, Drysdale was pitching for the Dodgers.
You love Don.
Koufax was pitching in 61,
Number
2,
53,
3, and 64.
Yeah.
Dodgers were red hot when I was in high school, so I figured, well, if Don can dust him, so can Fred.
He was mean. Don could, he was like in those days, Don Gullett at the Reds, he would blow you off the plate. You crunch
No, I'm
on
talking
the
about
plate.
Don Drysdale.
But I know Don Drysdale could take like Frank Robinson used to always crowd the plate, and Drysdale would blow him back off.
Knock him down.
Yeah. And it was accepted then. This is when baseball was a good game. Now you can't throw at anybody.
Well, the next thing, I saw a game not too recently. I think it was in Arizona with the Dodgers. This was a couple of years ago. The umpire gave a warning after one inside pitch. Dodger pitcher made one inside pitch, and the umpire came out immediately and gave a warning to both benches. This was like in the bottom of the first or bottom of the second inning. And so what that did was it just made everybody contentious for the entire game.
Yeah.
And no pitcher they wouldn't pitch inside. So you took away half the plate.
It's terrible because, things will happen. You're going to get hit. Obviously, if a guy's trying to throw at you, that's not acceptable. But sometimes it was in the early days of the game, back in the mid-days of the game when you'd watch Don Drysdale. The guy was crouching on the plate. You'd try to back him off to give yourself more of the plate.
He would. Augie Donatelli let him play.
Yeah, he would. Augie wouldn't go ahead and warn him. It was part of the game.
He'd just say, hey, listen, be careful, kids.
Augie Donatelli, that's good. He was one of the best, and Barlick was a good guy too, right?
Ed Barlick.
And Jocko Conlon was another.
Jocko Conlon.
He'd get into arguments with everybody. Old Jocko Conlon.
Yeah, he could roll, man.
He could. And Ed Montague was one of the guys.
Ed Montague.
I think,
Ed Hurley too.
Ed Hurley was had the Kraft cheese behind home plate. It also called a few games. It was great.
He did cheese commercials in between pitches. That's how talented he was.
Big Joe Smokey did hot dog commercials, from what I understand.
This is The Mungle on Movies. I'm Matt Mungle. Atomic Blonde opens July 28th. Several elements drew James McAvoy to co-star in this one with Charlize Theron.
I just thought it was such a kind of tricksy, multi-layered, multi-twisting spy story. Not just about the story, about what it is to be a spy in this particular town as David sees it at this time. And I thought it was a really different view of that whole genre, really.
For reviews, interviews, and more, go to mungleshow.com or follow me on Twitter @TheMungle.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you need to know there is money available to you that can lower your Medicare prescription costs. How much can you save? Find out now by making a free call to Health Markets. They'll search from a variety of nationally recognized plans to find you the right coverage at a price that fits your budget. And they'll do all this valuable research for you at no charge to you. And remember, you may be able to save money on your prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge. Call Health Markets right now.
800-990-0351. 800-990-0351. 800-990-0351. That's 800-990-0351.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., licensed in all 50 states and D.C. Service and product availability varies by state. Agents may be compensated based on your enrollment.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
This is Bill's yard, and Bill's a grill master, not a grass expert. Still, no weeds belong in this backyard barbecue kingdom. And with Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, Bill's greasy thumb is just as good as a green thumb. Because Scott's thickens lawns to help crowd out over 50 pesky weeds. So Bill can defeat invaders, green up his lawn, and hold his spatula high. This is a Scott's yard. Pick up Scott's Weed and Feed today.
We are back in the Sports Lounge. Much better with that. Okay, we're back here in the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn, along with the one and only star of our show, the legendary Fred Dreyer.
How do you do?
Didn't finish your story about blowing your arm out in high school. You started talking that Don Drysdale was throwing at the time.
Well, and I went to high school from 60 to 64, graduated in June of 64, certainly. And during those years, the Dodgers were reigning supreme. 60, 61, 2, 3, 4.
4 years you went to high school? 4?
I think it was.
Usually most people did.
That's what my parents tell me.
You didn't have to repeat any grades or anything, did you?
I did not.
Okay,
no.
all right. So you went.
And by the way,
yeah,
if asked to repeat, I would have.
Of course.
So
you're playing baseball. This is Lawndale, is that correct?
Yes,
and
Lawndale High School.
And what happens? With
and
you?
so I had trying to find my mechanics. I had poor mechanics. I wanted to be a 3/4 sidearm pitcher.
Because you watched that on the
pros. That's when someone tosses a kid a baseball and they say, "Here, throw it." That's the first original impulse, is to do it the way it feels most comfortable to you.
Yeah.
And so I did, and that's what I was doing. And when I got into high school, they said, "No, you got to be an overhand pitcher like Koufax." And
come straight.
And I said, "I want to be like Drysdale," you know. And
sidearm.
And every time I threw the way I wanted to, I felt really good. And so.
But they stopped you.
But here's the deal. They said, "Well, the scouts aren't going to really be that attracted to someone who throws a sidearm. They want overhand pitchers." I said, "Well, did they?" And I'm 16, 17. I don't know anything, but I knew enough to say, "Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense to me." It's the results, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the results.
So anyway, I hurt my arm, and that was that. And then I sat out. I had a tryout with the Angels. Marv Grissom with the Angels.
Really? What was that like? What was that like?
It was over at Sawtell Field in Westwood, And so I went over there Saturday morning, and I threw for them. And he says, "Hey, this is good." He says, "I want you to come back for the afternoon practice. I want to put you in some different groups and maybe pitch to some live hitters and blah blah blah." And then that afternoon, my arm swelled up.
And you couldn't come back.
I couldn't come back.
Oh, geez. So you're that close. What was it like going there at first in the morning session? Were you a little nervous? Thinking?
Well, what was really great is, and you never know how you're going to respond to these types of things. As a kid, when you're suddenly put in the presence of your contemporary 15, 16, 18-year-olds who are pretty good baseball players, And so it was a lot of fun to do it, and I was very excited, and it made my arm issue even that much more depressing.
So it swelled up, and then you say you'll come back later, and then never came
Yeah,
back?
I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Wow.
And that was it. So I dropped out. And then I went to work and started going to the beach a lot and doing things that you do as an 18-year-old.
You took like a year off or something. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do until I told you that story where I wound up going over to El Camino College to see some of my friends,
Right.
because I went down to the beach and there was nobody down there. So I asked a couple of people around, "Oh, yeah, they're out there playing spring ball at the summer camp over at El Camino." So I went over there, and next thing I knew, I was enrolled in school.
So who talked you into getting into that program? Just you?
Well, Bill Vincent was the defensive coach over there,
Yeah.
and he says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend in Hawthorne, and then I'm kind of like going to the beach." He says, "Come here," and so he brings me into his office, and while he's talking to me about the beach,
Right.
and all these other things, he's pulling out all this paperwork and having me sign all this paperwork. And by the end of the time it was over with, he says, "Okay." He says, "Look, you're in school now." I said, "I am?" He says, "Yeah, you're in school, and you got to show up here, a week from this Monday. And by the way, you're also on the football team."
Now, what did your parents say when you came home? They must have been a little
Well,
excited.
I
about
didn't have a
this.
father,
Your father had passed away,
Yeah,
right?
he was gone.
So he was gone. So what'd your mom
So
say?
my mom said, "What's going on?" I said, "I guess I'm in school now." She said, "Really?" So she thought that was great.
Yeah.
She didn't like me,
Yeah, you were
coming
kind of
home.
like
I was coming home too
You were a
late.
goofball.
I was an idiot.
Yeah, you were goofing off.
Yeah, I was hanging out in down Ponchos.
You were not wise enough to know that this was your career. And look what happened. You went from there 2 years. You played at El Camino.
I went 2 years to El Camino College, and within the 1 year, the first year that I was there, within that 1 year, I realized that I had a skill that not a lot.
What was the moment when you knew you had that skill?
When we started playing games, we started playing against other teams.
Right.
The El Camino was in the Metropolitan Conference, and if you look that up,
It's a pretty good conference.
Metropolitan Football Conference, it was one of the best, if not the best, junior college conferences in America.
You were fortunate you played El Camino, and then later your 4-year school was San Diego. Is that right? You went down.
But yeah, then I played 2 years at El Camino, and then I went to 2 years at San Diego State, and then I moved on to eventually become Sultan.
That's good. I don't know who's on my computer screen, but they always mess me up by doing their programming right when I'm trying to time out the show.
I think we should go next door.
We should go next door and tell them to leave it alone for the show. So, thank you very much, guys, back there in the studio. They always do that to us. Anyway, so it was great. You had all those great coaches and everything. And
we had great coaches.
Gibbs and all that
it was a lot of fun, here we are.
Now, you can follow Fred on Twitter, Fred_Dryer, D-R-Y-E-R. Follow him on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer. And don't forget to send him emails because we have our email segment, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com. Again, FredDryer@CRNTalk.com. If you send us an email, we'll be sure and read it for you here on the air. It's good. So, who were your coaches, by the way? Joe Gibbs and...
college?
Yeah, college coaches.
I had Don Coryell, John Madden.
John Madden, Ernie Zambezi, right?
Ernie Zampisi, and
Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs.
And there was one other one that we always forget, too.
Rod Dowhauer.
Rod Dowhauer.
He was the quarterback's receivers coach.
That's serious coaches there.
Yeah. But that era spawned a lot of real good coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very innovative, as they say.
But all those guys, including yourself, went on to the pros and everything, and those coaches
Yeah,
kind of
many-
followed you. That's
many did.
kind of a good background to have going to college with these guys.
Yeah. Many of the guys we had good experiences in college. It was a lot of fun.
All right, we continue with the lounge, the sports lounge, the one and only Fred Dreyer, coming to you from CRN, the Competition Radio Network.
Right now at the Home Depot, Ortho Bug Be Gone 32-ounce concentrate, ready to spray, or 10-pound bag is your choice, 2 for just $10. There's no magic to making bugs disappear, but there is Bug Be Gone. It'll knock out over 100 types of insects for fewer pests in your lawn and more money in your pocket. Start your own disappearing act with Ortho Bug Be Gone. Your choice, 2 for just $10, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 2nd while supplies last, U.S. only.
With free next-day delivery from Staples, you can run your business like a pro. You can guarantee the marketing department that they'll get their supplies tomorrow and guarantee the accounting department that they'll be delivered free. With free next-day delivery, you'll have the ability to move deadlines up and adjust budgets down. Go to staples.com and get the office essentials you need delivered next day for free. Staples. It's pro time. Orders over $49.99 placed by 5 p.m. Excludes weekends and holidays. Eligible items only.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
We are back here in the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn, along with the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
How do you do?
So there was a Heimlich maneuver, something that was going on. Was there some linebacker or something took care of it? We were talking about that. That saved somebody's life?
Let me have that.
I don't think it's right here now.
Isn't it?
I'll get to
where
it.
the hell is it?
John Elway was signed to a 5-year extension. That's pretty good. RG3 is coming to work out with the Chargers, the new Los Angeles Chargers. What do you think about that?
Robert Griffin,
RG3
the
is going to
third.
be back.
Is there 2 others?
Yeah.
He's
RG3.
the third. He's the third. I think they got the wrong one. They should have went after the second.
Now the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, they have some good years, bad years on there. The owner Mike Brown is defending a decision he made to keep the cornerback Adam Pac-Man Jones, despite Jones had another arrest here, and the owner Mike Brown says that Pac-Man Jones has been punished enough for his latest troubles. Apparently the NFL suspended Jones for the season opener because of his altercation with a hotel security employee and his profane outburst at the police following his arrest in January. He's pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge to settle the case. And what do you think about this? This is
Mike Brown, a big-time liberal. He's so willing. Here's what's really fun.
What's that?
Mike Brown apologized for Pac-Man's behavior.
Yes.
But Pac-Man didn't.
Yeah. So the owner is apologizing for his player.
Yeah.
Well, he meant to say he's sorry. I just meant to say.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Bengals apologized for Jones's conduct soon after the arrest and then decided to keep him on the team. Well, look, I mean, if that's what you want to do. You want to try to rehabilitate these morons. And Pac Jones has been arrested, 35 times?
Yeah, not to be confused with Julio Jones, who's still looking for the Zeering.
Yeah, well,
the Jones boys are in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure that
a lot of things going on.
There's a conversation there. You got Julio Jones, receiver for the Falcons, decided to go ski doing with a $150,000 rock on his ear.
Yeah.
And he goes into the water, and by gosh, he loses it.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. If it's $150,000, you probably want to take that off along with your watch.
Yeah.
Prior to going into the water.
Yeah.
Would be an interesting thing, I think.
I mean, one of my favorite shows was, they don't have it on TV anymore unless it's on reruns, is Cribs.
Cribs?
Cribs.
I don't think I ever saw Cribs. What's that about, Cribs?
Well, it shows usually black rappers, fighters, people in the public eye, where they take you into their house, so you can see all the Fanta, all the shoes, and all the hats in their closet.
Yeah.
And all the Rolls Royces and Ferraris and Bugattis out around the fountain in front of the house.
And so you get
so
an
you
inside
get it.
look,
So
right?
so you really get to know them.
Okay.
And then you interview them, and every time I don't know who the hell this guy rapper. Every 15 minutes there's a new rapper comes on the scene. He's given the interview. And every other phrase, every other halting, jolting conversational quip was, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And every time he'd say that, the posses, the guys in the back drinking the Fanta, would go, yeah, man, yeah.
So you watch this show? This is something that you...
Where do your mother?
This is exactly this show that you watch?
Yeah, this is my favorite show.
All right. Now, if basketball news, Seattle is on the short list for maybe an NBA expansion team. What do you think about that? Do you think we need more teams?
Well, by all means. Why not?
They say it's an inevitable expansion. Are there enough players to go around? Does it lower the bar for the players because you need more players?
Well, remember, the owners decide this because the new owners of the franchise have to contribute about $500 million to the owners.
Yeah.
It's a way of going out and getting money.
So they get their money because they have to.
Yeah, they don't care if the franchise makes it or not.
It's kind of like bidding on the Olympics. Is that the kind of deal? There's money that takes place there?
Yeah, and there's all of that going on, and then they have LeBron, who's now saying, "I never said we should trade Kyrie," and of course he did. And so there's that drama, basketball.
What'd you think of that summer basketball league? The ratings were up by this because the Lakers.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I watched all of the Laker games.
Yeah,
they had 7 games, I think.
And you watched them?
And I watched all of them, and there's no defense being played, and there's really who knows if these players are any good or not. But the point is, within the confines of how it was structured, Alonzo Ball did pretty well. He was the MVP of the tournament, and it looks as though that he's got the things that Magic Johnson thought he had. And during the game, Johnson would be interviewed periodically, and he would say that he's very happy with the selection of Lonzo Ball, and he looks forward to Lonzo coming out there and at Staples and wowing him.
So you think the Lakers are going to be a lot more competitive this year, or it's still going to be
well, they'll be. I think they'll probably be a little bit more exciting than before. I think they'll be they're more geared to run the program that Luke Walton has set aside for them.
You don't like the triangle offense?
No, that's out. That's out.
That's old news now, right?
Yeah, what's his name? Russell. D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
They had to get rid of him because they drafted him to be able to do supposedly what Alonzo Ball's being asked to do, and he couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. So this is
and they didn't know he couldn't do it at the time. That's why Mitch Kupchak is where he is right now.
What about the departure of Chris Paul from the? That's just kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he got tired.
The Clippers, he did. Is that
yeah,
it?
He got tired.
All right, we'll continue straight ahead. It's the Sports Lounge. That's the one and only Fred Dreyer. You can check out Fred on Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find Find your spot on Kaanapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Kaanapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Kaanapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Kaanapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit KaanapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
The following message is brought to you by Health Markets, your first choice when you need health insurance for your small business. Do you offer health insurance to your employees? Call us now and see if you can save money. Do you want to offer vision and dental to your employees? Call us. Do you think you're paying too much for your current health insurance? Call us. Do you want somebody else to do all the legwork and search thousands of health plans from over 180 health insurance companies nationwide? Call us. We're Health Markets, and thanks to a little-known solution, we could help your business save thousands of dollars on health insurance costs and save your employees money too. Our service is free. Don't miss the great savings. Call now.
800-997-0151. 800-997-0151. 800-997-0151. That's 800-997-0151.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., licensed in all states. Product availability varies.
Welcome back here to the Sports Lounge. I'm Michael Horn with the one and only Fred Dreyer. So, baseball legend Bartolo Colon, I thought he was through, gets picked up by the Minnesota Twins. He's good for about 4 innings, a little overweight over there. And Tyler, our sports director, said apparently Bartolo promised his mom, who has since passed away, that he would retire from baseball at age 45.
Okay.
And he's 44 now. So
he's 1 year away.
But he's good for about 4 innings, and then something happens, and he starts giving up the old gopher ball.
Gets tired. The ball starts
something
drifting
happens
over the middle. That's it.
So I'd use him maybe out of the bullpen just to bring him in for a little bit.
Maybe.
And get on that Red Sox deal. We got to talk about this Eduardo Nunez. He's bad. And listen to this. What's wrong with the Giants here? I got to take a little thing here. Nunez was hitting .308 for the Giants. He was a utility player. He could play all these things. They get rid of him, and they bring back Pablo Sandoval. I will say this. The only place I think Sandoval will recreate and get his game back in gear will be with the Giants, because the fans will love him there. And if he can get a couple of hits, it might spark him into doing something.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
He gains weight, right? Did you say he gains a lot of weight over the summer? Is that right,
Yeah.
Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah.
Tyler says he's the first player who will actually be on the DL for a gastric bypass. I don't know about Tyler. But anyway, so the Dodgers are without Kershaw. Do you think they'll be able to get it together? They got a lot of pitchers.
They're way too good of a team. They're much better than they were last year, and they got by okay last year without Kershaw for a while. But there's absolutely no way this team will be affected by losing Kershaw. There's 60 games left. Every 5 games he pitches, so he's got 8-9 starts left in him. let's say.
There's a good vibe on that team.
And so all they got to do is, let's say they lose every one of those starts that he was supposed to start. They lose 9 games out of 60. They'll take that every game.
Well, that's bold talk for a one-eyed fat man. Let me tell you, they're playing pretty well, and there's just the spirit when those guys come up. If you could get a chance to watch the Dodgers, it's just something there. There's like
they've got
management from the manager Dave Roberts on down. Different guys grab the bat and make a hit, and something happens every night.
Well, they've got suddenly a loaded lineup of hitters. All of these guys can hit. You got Puig, who's going to probably wind up hitting 25 home runs.
Yeah.
In the 8th spot.
And he's come of age. That's the key, because Puig was,
he's a lot
throwing
better.
baseballs to his fans in the stands and stuff to show you how strong his arm is. He's sort of brought it under control a little bit this year. I'm liking watching Puig.
Yeah, he's maturing and growing up, and it's a good thing for him. And he's been very consistent in right field. Center fielder, needs to be reworked a little bit.
Center field,
Jacques Peterson.
Really, you think a little bit?
Yeah, you got to rework him a little bit. I think he's like Puig. He's got a lot to learn. And
well, they kept crashing into each other for a while, didn't they? Puig and Jock Anderson would run into each other a lot.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
That happens.
They do that all the time.
But hopefully one of them is shouting loud enough so they don't do that, because that could be a big injury. Anyway, so the Dodgers will be okay with Kershaw?
Well, yeah, they're going to be fine with Kershaw sitting out. They'll be fine.
What about Wood? Wood lost like 10-0 or something at a big blow-up game.
Look, he's played. He pitched 11 games and he got blown out in one of them. I'll take that.
I'll take it too.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget you can follow this man, Fred Dreyer. Follow him on Twitter, Fred_Dreyer, Dryer. And check him out. By the way, our sports director, Tyler Roop, is always tweeting out during the shows, so you can comment on any of those tweets at any time, because never can tell what will happen. Fred Dreyer's handle, Fred_Dreyer, Facebook.com/TheRealFredDreyer. And you can email him, because we love to read those emails from you. FredDreyer@CRNTalk.com. That's FRED. There's your Fred. DRYER. There's your Dreyer at CRN. Charlie Robert Nancy Talk.com. Good stuff. Join us. We're always here talking sports. Lounge.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com, that's RECIVA.com, and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and listen live anywhere in the world. Be part of your favorite shows and get the full CRN listening experience you would have with any traditional radio, podcast, or a live stream from our website. For more information on where or how to listen, and for a full list of our programming, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.